Hi, I'm going through all the different housing experiences I've had while living in Ann Arbor. Hopefully this helps you if you are looking for housing in Ann Arbor currently. So when I first moved out of Ann Arbor, I stayed in North Quad. The architecture is nice, and I usually don't pay attention to architecture. I was at North Quad because I came to the university as a transfer student. North Quad's dorms are usually for sophomores and upperclassmen. You won't find that many people super up for making new friends in my experience at North Quad. Not many hanging around wanting to have a conversation with a random person. Unlike South Quad, the dorm room doors in North Quad did not stay open due to their weight when you tried to pop them open. The rooms are suites, so you share a bathroom with 3 other people max. The rooms themselves are pretty large. You don't have a kitchen except for one shared kitchen on the 10th floor, and there are strict rules about microwaves you can have in your suite. You still gotta share rooms, so typical roommate issues will still arise. The dining hall at North Quad provides more non-meat options than other dorm dining halls. You do have to take a brief trip outside to get to the dining hall, unlike dorms like Mojo or Alice Lloyd or South Quad. There are nice study spots you can access without stepping outside, though. The beds are loftable, basic college beds, and the other dorm furniture is heavy, typical college furniture. Random note, when I was there, the water for the water fountains was nice, cold, perfect water bottle filling water. Dorms are, of course, the most expensive living option out of what you can choose most likely in Ann Arbor. You could put that you won't be staying in a dorm when you're figuring out your housing at the beginning of the semester and get paid out the financial aid meant for dorm living. You can use that to pursue a different living arrangement. You should probably do that just for the money saving alone. After my first school year in dorms, then stayed at 802 Fuller Street apartments. The rooms themselves are kind of old, along with the appliances, but the semester I moved in, the apartment renovated the beds they provided, put in really nice comfy foam mattress beds in our rooms. We didn't need to speak to the landlord or maintenance much, but they were pretty friendly when we did interact with them and took care of the issues we had quickly, so that was nice. The next 2 years after living at Fuller for a year, I lived in a co-op, Baker House. And well, you live with 30 people at Baker, so you can imagine. A co-op is a place where people live together, meet, make house decisions via voting, and share the chores and house upkeep of the house. Honestly, even with the flaws, I did like my 2 years there. I met many great people who are still my friends, and honestly, the people there are way more patient and understanding with my autism and anxiety than the average general public. At the parties there or others around held, people were open to talk to strangers. That's rare in the States. Most people make you feel weird for approaching them at a party. Maybe that's just a college thing, though, where people are just open to talk to others. We vote early each semester if we want to use the money in our food budget to buy meat. The semesters I was there, we voted for a fairly limited amount to be spent on meat. I was nervous about this, given I'd had a fairly balanced diet before, including meat, but it honestly ended up being so easy to adapt to a more vegan lifestyle. My housemates knew how to make tofu well, roast veggies harder than your bullies roast your mom. I got to experiment a lot with oatmeal for breakfast. Yeah, so part of the cheap $700 to $900 a month rent goes toward buying food staples for the house, like pasta noodles, cereal, milk, produce. If you want things like Pop-Tarts, cookies, soda, or things like that, you'll probably need to buy it yourself. People in general will have different perspectives of safe behavior while being sick at the house, so if you're immune compromised, definitely will unfortunately need to be careful and take this under consideration, because the behavior wasn't called out in my experience all that well. That's the thing. In my experience, accountability tends to be something people don't do super well at the co-ops. There's a repeating serious issue. People just tried to laugh it off and ask people not to do X on Slack that we had. There was no way to really implement changes to bad behavior on smaller or larger scales for various reasons, so certain problems were allowed to fester. Also, as an autistic person, there were many times it was difficult to really engage in social events or just social situations. There'd be so many people, making it hard to engage in these events. There'd be more simple events people held that made it easier to talk and hang with people and get to know them. So, it's a great place. I made many friends. It can be difficult at times to feel at home and comfortable, but at times I felt even more at home than anywhere else I'd lived my entire life. Yes, including my own home that I grew up in. So there is that. So the co-ops are tied to the university scheduling, and I fucked up and assumed I'd get a job pretty soon after my degree ended. I didn't, and it was revealed that there wasn't any room in Baker for the fall. I would have to sign a contract. I had to have signed a contract way earlier in the year. I had to take a sublease in a different apartment until a spot opened up in a different co-op home. I moved to the Huron Towers for 2 months. The Huron Towers is a nice apartment. The elevators were kind of slow, and the market there, the food market, was very expensive. There was a pizza for $16, but the rooms themselves were nice. AC wasn't as strong as some might like, but the carpeting felt amazing under your feet. There was plenty of counter space, and the amenities worked well. There was a nice balcony. The only shitty thing was that the building was on North Campus, and North Campus just seems to have a curse of being way more likely to lose power during a storm. This happened to us twice, and that lasted for multiple days both times, during the 2 months I was there in the depth of summer. It's an issue all of Ann Arbor has to deal with, and because of it, there's anger toward the monopoly DTE has on energy in Ann Arbor. I got lucky and got another spot in the co-op after those 2 months in Osterwald. Osterwald House is evidence that the culture of the house really matters, and it's dependent on the people who happen to live there at any given time. I was surrounded by people who also like edgy jokes. Since there were only 12 people in the house versus 30 at Baker, there was a stronger sense of community. It was way easier to talk to people without audio processing issues getting in the way. I learned how much I liked edgy jokes, and small groups of people work best for just getting to know people and kind of enjoying your experience on average. Baker will always have a place in my heart. So, there you have it. My knowledge and opinions about the different Ann Arbor accommodations I have lived in. Keep in mind, I went to the university from 2019 to 2023, so definitely still talk to current residents of any of these places, or seek Google reviews if at all possible. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it. Comment down below what you like, what you didn't like, what I could improve. Thank you. Have a great day.